The main reasons that push people to wonder how to see the aura are usually quite simple. For curiosity, for fun, or to interpret the meaning of their aura through the color of the energy that composes it. Actually, aura is much more interesting and useful than we can imagine, because thanks to it, we can influence our lifetimes and the mood of the people around us. The aura is in fact a very thick energy that belongs to us and that works even if we ignore its origins and its abilities. Every day, the aura works to create situations around us and to attract or reject certain people that sometimes we don't even understand how they got in our lives. And yet, it happened. The aura is unpredictable until you understand how it works and how to manipulate it as you prefer. Knowing the aura will allow you to reflect about the reason behind everything that happens to you, especially for the negative situations that are strictly connected to your energetic field. In fact, those that have a really compact and strong aura find much easier to realize their aims compared to those who have a feeble aura filled with holes. They always find thousands of difficulties to realize even the smallest and trivial desire or project. The aura is a part of us that leads our life to a direction that we aren't consciously deciding, because we are unconscious of its existence and capability to control the actions and the thoughts of the people around us. To acknowledge the existence of the aura, to realize that it actually exists and its impact on our life, it isn't necessary to trust someone else's words, because all it takes is to exploit the ability to see the energy with our own eyes. Despite this exercise is most of the time used to spend some time looking at the aura's color, only to convince ourselves that it's all there is to it, actually seeing the aura allows us to discover the reason why our life is going towards a precise direction instead of another, and if it's happening because of you or somebody else that is influencing you from afar. The aura is much more important than it seems. During the first experiences of auric vision, you might see just a white halo surrounding the subject that you're watching, and nothing more. But there is much more than that. In fact, going on with a serious training, you can get to levels of awareness and visual experiences far beyond your expectations. Before deepening the importance of the aura, its capacities and all the rest, it will be better for you to acknowledge its existence by seeing it with your own eyes, so that you can realize that it isn't mere imagination or a weird rumor, but the pure and concrete truth where we live daily. For this reason, I invite you to practice a simple exercise, accessible to everyone, that will allow you to see at least the first layer of the aura. Wherever you are in this moment, there will certainly be something around you that you can exercise on, like a piece of furniture, an animal, or a plant. It will be better for the first times to start training with a simple and medium-sized object, like a bedside table, a chair, a bench. So, something that doesn't occupy all of your field of view, even better if you choose something still, like an object or a sleeping animal, so that you can focus on it without distractions and without being in a hurry. To avoid yourself ruining your own experience, believing it to be an illusion or an optical effect due to the opposite of the color of the subject you're looking at, it would be better to observe an object with a neutral and delicate color, like natural finished wood, rather than a very bright color as electric green. Let me explain you why. If you look at a green object and by chance it has a red aura, you'd convince yourself that you're seeing the simple opposite that every color has, according to the color wheel, and so you would think that it's not the actual aura. We know very well that the opposite of red is green, like orange is the opposite of blue, purple is the opposite of yellow, black is the opposite of white, and vice versa. So, if an object is purple, its complementary color would be yellow. If you see the halo around it green, red, blue, and so on instead, you would understand that it cannot be a simple optical effect, but it's something more. Therefore, if you look at a green object and its halo is purple, this for sure is not its opposite color, but something that cannot be explained by logic, and today you know that it's the aura. Obviously, every object has its own aura, so it could happen that a red object has a green aura. But to avoid yourself getting mixed up, believing that what you see is just the opposite color, an optical effect, I suggest you to practice on many different objects in order to become able yourself to recognize the difference between seeing a simple chromatic contrast and seeing the actual aura. The first times you might be misled by the optical effect, but after some attempts you'll manage to see another color, much stronger and defined. That will be its energetical field, the aura. Don't get scared by this preview. It's important for you to understand that the aura actually exists and to learn how to distinguish an optical effect from what is real. If possible, take a white or very clear object and put it far from you, at least 2 meters. It's very important to have a plain black ground behind this object, possibly white, without other objects and furniture at different distance from each other. That would distract your attention and that would prevent you from seeing the aura better. Other than avoiding confusing and moving backgrounds, at least for the first times, it's important to sit straight and still to make it easier to observe the object in front of your eyes. When you choose the object for looking at the aura and put it in the right spot, you can sit comfortably, avoiding to move all the time, because staying still and relaxed allows you to prepare your visual attention and to see the aura much better. If you move a lot, you risk to lose the visual focus and it will be harder to look at it. The technique is much easier than it seems. It just requires focus and patience. The last advice I'd like to give you before starting to see the aura is to practice meditation. But in case you don't have any time and you'd have to skip it, there is no problem because you can follow this exercise even if you haven't meditated before. But for the next times, I suggest you to meditate before because it accelerates a lot the auric vision, as it allows you to raise your vibration and to see much better the energy. Now we can begin the exercise. The steps to follow are direct and simple. Obviously, follow them with your eyes open because you want to have real experience and not to imagine everything. You can decide whether practicing it for only 5 minutes or 10 to improve the detail of the visual experience. I suggest you to set a timer inserting the minutes that you desire, so you don't have to distract every 20 seconds to take a look at the clock. This way, the timer will warn you when the time is over. You also can listen to the audio version that will guide you step by step. Let's start. To learn to see the aura for the first time, look carefully at the object in front of you and focus on a precise point, for example, on the center or on an angle of the object. Don't move your eyes so that you can focus attentively on that point. While you are observing the object with the intent to see its aura, breathe deeply. It will help you to raise your vibration and to see better the energy. Try not to move your eyes from the chosen point, but stay focused, looking at it attentively. Try not to blink, so close your eyelids as less as you can. Focus on the object with the intention to see its aura. Almost immediately, a transparent halo of a white-gray color will appear above the object and its sides. Without moving your eyes, focus on that white halo, with the intent to see it better. Concentrate to see it, amplify and improve the intensity of its color. Even if you still can't see anything, or you can't see much, don't stop, but stay focused on the object with the intention to see its aura. Breathe deeply while you're focusing on the aura. You will notice that it will amplify, extending the white halo in width, but most of all in height. You will notice that it will amplify, extending the white halo, making it appear wider, but most of all higher. Keep looking at the white halo, with the intention that it improves its intensity. What you are seeing is the aura. Keep observing the aura for another minute. We have finished. You can decide if you want to go on with the exercise, or if you want to go back to the article to read or to listen to the explanation of the practice done. Welcome back. Through this exercise, you have started to see the first layer of the aura, that is the white halo, but that's not all. Even if at the beginning you think that you're seeing few or nothing, don't let it get you down, because this is just the first session. By practicing it again, you'll notice that it will be better. In fact, if during the next session you will decide to practice for 2-3 minutes more than today, you will start to see that beyond the white layer, there will be a tiny colored layer. For example, green, orange, yellow, very thin and delicate. And going on with the practice, this color will become more intense and strong. Don't give up, because the more you practice the simple exercise, the more visible the improvements can be. And you will clearly see at least the first transparent white halo that will spread beyond the object. The first times it's easier to see the aura spreading upwards than seeing it on the sides, but in the next session you will be able to improve under this point of view too. From now on, talking about the aura and realizing its importance will be easier, because you had the first proof of its existence, acknowledging that seeing it is not that difficult or destined to some few chosen, like it seems to be before. What you've seen is just the first layer, transparent and almost invisible, but it's clear that going on deeply with more training, you will be able to discover more layers. And most importantly, way more visible and colorful ones. If you wear eyeglasses, it will be better if you try the exercise without them, because their lenses, even the contact lenses, might hinder your sight. In case you cannot avoid it, there is no problem, wear them. The auras are made of energy, so you will be able to see them well despite your sight problems. This is because the ability that you are using to see the auras doesn't depend on your physical sight. The ability to distinguish the auras is not restricted to a small circle of people, as it's believed, but everyone could see it if only they decided to practice. This was probably your first viewing experience, and you might have struggled to keep your eyes open without tearing. So by blinking, you lost the level you had before, and you had to start over. This will help you to understand how easy it is to return unconscious and lose the view of the energy. So much that a blink of an eye is enough to make you stop seeing, and it makes you lose the desire and motivation to do so. The majority of the people gives up for so little, and it's for this reason that there are those who see it and those who don't. Because there are those who want to continue on their way, and those who surrender only for having seen a tiny pebble in front of them that makes them feel hindered. Don't stop for this. Seeing the aura is a practice that evolves step by step, because it's capable to offer us a bunch of useful information. Although many believe that it's only about simple color, although many believe that it's only about a simple color to see, and that is the maximum limit of its potential, in reality it goes far beyond the first appearance. Knowing your own aura allows you to know yourself and the others, since being able to see with your eyes the real structure of your or their energy, the damages that your aura has, the holes or the weird dark stains in some part of your energy, you can realize how this can influence you emotionally and physically. In fact, by learning to see the aura beyond the first levels, you can reveal its most important characteristics, as the color is superficial, so it will be one of the first things you will notice looking at it, even if untrained. It must be clear that, as with any technique, even with the aura you can go deeper and overcome those barriers that prevented you from knowing more details. When you see a spot of dark energy right in an area of your body that hurts, or when you see the aura pierced or ripped just where you had surgery or suffered serious damage, you can realize how much energy is connected to the physical health, although you had never paid attention to this fact before you saw it with your own eyes. Sure, as long as you continue to choose not to see, this information will be forever hidden from your knowledge. If you believed that seeing the aura would only look like an hobby consisting in looking at the green or light blue around you and spending 5 minutes of your day differently than usual, you'll be amazed by how much you could see with good training. Understanding the aura and seeing it beyond the first layers is an experience that requires practical exercise. You cannot learn it only by reading a few pages inherent to the subject. You must implement and assimilate the knowledge and train yourself on it. My advice is not to give up on the laziness, but to base your practice on the principles that are important to you, which will motivate you to continue despite the insecurities or the sluggishness of certain moments. If you give it a chance, the aura will offer you lots of useful information that will stimulate you to desire to know more and more. When you feel ready, continue with the reading and practice of the next exercises proposed on this website. because they can help you open your mind on how wide the potential of the aura is. If you desire, you can tell me about your first experience with the vision of the aura in a comment below. If you want to know more about it, check out our website www.dimensionalconsciousnessacademy.com. We're waiting for you.